Hey guys, it's the real estate doctor. Here's my daily nugget today. I figured I'd do some real estate for you guys. I am the real estate doctor. So first off, I do want to let you guys know I'm going to put my email in the bottom of all these nuggets, and it's actually my email that I check. So if you guys have any questions, you can send me an email, and I'll get back to it. Whatever the questions are, real estate, business, mindset, whatever the deal is. All right. So buying property. I personally will only buy property that I can make a 40% return on. Now, a lot of people think this is like nuts. Like, where can you make a 40? I'm talking about rental properties, not flips. Um, so a lot of people don't understand how you can make 40% returns on real estate, but you can make 40% returns on real estate using the Burr method, which is buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Um, I won't get into that right now, but I'll explain a little bit. I'm going to show you a spreadsheet of like a house of one of my friends. He like helps people. He walks people through. His name's Phil Alexander. He's a colleague of mine. He walks people through finding deals, managing the contractor, and refinancing stuff. I'll put a link to. We did a podcast like a year ago, and I'll put a link to that in there too. And I can introduce you if you want the introduction. But so in particular, I was looking at a deal of his yesterday that he has in Cleveland, and I will also add a link to not everywhere are you can get $100,000 houses. You could buy $100,000 rental properties that rent for over $1,000, which is called the 1% rule, and that's extreme cash flow. And you can get that in about 62% of the United States. And I did like a little 15-minute video on where you can find those markets, and not just in Cleveland. There are many places in the United States. But let's use this one as an example. So again, I want to show you guys how you can make these kind of returns. So this particular, well, it doesn't matter the address. So basically, you have to, so using the Burr method, and I'll make this bigger, you have to buy a property cash. And how you make, how you leverage your money is if you were going to buy a property fixed up, you have to put down 20%, 25% in investment property. Most of them is 25%. So this property to, buying the purchase price plus the renovation and the closing costs 110,000. A lender is only going to lend you 75% of $110,000. So whatever that is, probably like $80,000. So you could be out of pocket like $30,000 to do this deal. But that's not how I do stuff. So I will buy a property cash. Now you don't have to have just cash. You could have a line of credit against your house. You can get a second mortgage on your house. You can borrow against your 401k. You could borrow against your life insurance. You could borrow from a private lender. You could buy it with hard money. There's many ways. Actually, matter of fact, Phil has a lender that's a family office, only works in Cleveland. That if you have a 700 credit score, you could close a deal like this with basically $10,000, which is insane. Um, they'll do 100% of the purchase, 100% of the renovation. So again, you can email me if you have questions. I want to show you how I get to these returns. So the purchase price of this property, this is a single family, 4 bedroom, 1 bath in Cleveland, is $68,000. The rehab is $40,000. The closing costs, and we don't have to get into like how we got these. This is a price he's selling it for. He's already estimated the renovation. But anyway, the total cost is $110,000. However, based on the ARV or appraisal or after repair value, this property, when it's done, should come out to $140,000. And maybe I'll do a different daily nugget where I explain how you find comps and a reasonable expectation of what this will be. Um, anyway, so if and it's not a big if, it's a very good guesstimate. You're looking at comps of similar properties finished. You get this $140,000. You should be able to get a loan if you bought this cash or with hard money or whatever. You could get a loan for $140,000 when you're finished. So you do have to put the cash up front, but when you're finished, so it's a short period of time. You can refinance in 6 months if in some places you can refinance in 3 months. So in any event, let's say 6 months, 140,000. 75% of it's 105,000. So you're going to have some lender fees, this, that, and the other thing that's going to come out of that 105. So at the end of the day, after you put your cash out to buy it, renovate it, closing costs, you get a loan to refinance it and pay for that loan. You're going to be out of pocket $8,000 here. That's it. Only 8,000 as opposed to 30. And if you had $100,000, that means you could, using this method, you can just recycle, and you're only losing $8,000 every time that you close. It's only costing you $8,000. Now we can get into all the details, and honest, this is a needs to have some more expenses. Let's say, we'll put in vacancy and repairs. We'll say that's like 15%, right? And negative. All right. And equals this divided by 12. Okay. So rent minus management fees, minus license, property taxes. Yes, they're that cheap there. I put 15% in here for vacancy and maintenance. There's no utilities on a single family house. The tenant pays it. Insurance, you're going to make $12,000 a year. Now, you do have a mortgage, but the cap rate here is 11.46%, which is like ridiculous. It's a 4-1. And if you get a 7% interest rate, you can change that if you want to use a different number. You're going to have a mortgage of $699. So you have 1,033 or 1,031 coming in every month, minus 699 for the mortgage. So you're going to net $332 per month. And that's a 48.6% return on your money. And how you calculate that is basically you take this 332 times it by 12, because that's your net. That's after management fees, vacancies, repairs, property taxes, everything, and your mortgage. You're going to net $332. Let's say that's probably about $4,000. And you only kept $8,000 in this deal. So I put money in, I got it back in 6 months. I'm only out of pocket $8,000, and every year I'm going to make 48% on that $8,000. And so this is a deal that I would buy. So that's how you figure. This is how I only buy properties that make 40% or more, me personally. Now, what do I want to say about that? If you want to buy in how can you, real estate is such a safe investment. Like, you're buying a property, it's rented out, it's a physical place. Property's only up and to the right. First off, you're walking in with equity here. That's how you benefit. And it's only up and to the right appreciation wise long term. It does have some blips, but it's not like, and I like Bitcoin, but it's not like Bitcoin, like 1 minute, you have 100,000, the next minute you have 95, the next minute you could have 50,000. It's real estate, and it's cash flowing, and it's paying you. Like stocks, most stocks don't pay you dividends. The ones that are going to get big appreciation. Wow, that sun's really coming out today. And stocks don't. What else? Crypto doesn't pay you like dividends. So real estate is a great investment, and you can make supercharged returns like 40% or higher just by the method I showed you. So if you're interested in the Burr method or anything, you could shoot me an email. It's underneath, and I'll tag a couple videos that are relevant to this to help you find markets where you can buy $100,000 properties that rent for over $100,000. So hope you guys have the best day of your life. Happy Wednesday.